Hello, everyone. Vision Building Women, Inner Circle, all of the YouTube replay viewers. This is Dr. Saundra, and welcome to Impact Academy. I'm so glad to have everyone with us on this evening. It is Sunday evening, and it is a beautiful Sunday evening here in North Carolina, and I am so excited to be with you on tonight. So I'm going to give you about 60 seconds to come on in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Pour myself a little water here so my throat gets a little dry. So welcome. I see people are jumping in. So as you come on in, just please give me a hello. Let me know that you're here. Hello. I see some people there coming on in. It's great to have everybody with us on tonight. Hello, Amy. Welcome. And I see others are coming in. I see, it's very interesting to me how Facebook does this, because you can see the numbers increasing, but you don't see the people increasing as fast as the numbers. on the screen. So I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to go straight into our topic for tonight. Hello, I see Lalana Griffin. Welcome, Lalana. Hello, Brenda Westfield. How's everyone doing on tonight? Everyone else that is joining us, welcome. Of course, I always welcome all the Vision Building women. It's about 1,500 women in our group, and we are excited that you all are here. Always welcome the Inner Circle, those ladies who on a weekly basis get information from me and we get to pour into on a weekly basis. We're so happy and privileged and honored that they chose us to be their mentors for their journey. And of course, welcome to all of our YouTube replay viewers and Facebook, and then those of you that will be watching this on YouTube. Welcome. So if you're on YouTube, then what you're seeing is you're actually seeing me saying hello to people who are live. You're actually seeing me saying hello to people that are live. So hello, Jessica. Hello, Robin. Okay, Robin says, please pray for me. We'll do that. Well, I pray for all Vision Building women every day at 12:30. Okay, I have this wonderful app in my phone that actually comes up every day at 12:30, and I am able to pray for women every day at 12:30. That's my time frame. And I'm able to do that. So we will definitely be in prayer for you, Robin, for all the Vision Building women, actually. Hello, Apostle Armstrong. How are you? Welcome. All right. So, ladies, I'm excited here on tonight because we have some I always say we, because, it's me and God. God always gives me and drops this in my spirit to bring to you all. And so I'm excited about what God gives me in terms of the content that he gives me. I'm just so excited about it. And tonight's content is what to do when they turn their backs on you. Okay, what to do when they turn their backs on you. Hello, Daphne. Welcome. All right, Robin, you pulled your back out. Oh my goodness. So please be careful. Take care of yourself. All right. So now tonight's topic is what to do when they turn their backs on you. And I'll tell you why this topic actually came up. All right, this topic actually came up because someone asked me, what do you do and when people that you expect to walk with you are not walking with you? Okay, what do you do when people that you expect to be walking with you are not actually walking with you? How does it, do you, you've been their friend for their entire life, or you've been friends, and then all of a sudden things change. And so, and how do you go about moving forward when you're hurt emotionally, or your feelings are hurt, that sort of thing? Well, that got me to actually looking at some different kinds of things in terms of research, in terms of emotions and feelings, and I found out some stuff. Okay, I'm not going to go into all that kind of detail tonight, but what I did begin to understand is I just began to ask the Lord, when people turn their backs on us, what is it that's truly happening? Okay, what is it that's truly happening? And here's, one of the things that the Lord showed me, and it was so very interesting that I just love this. One of the things that the Lord showed me is that we have to begin to understand where people are and where you are. Okay? Where people are in your life and where you are. All right? So we're going to take people turning their back on you. All right? We're going to take that to an entirely new level on tonight. Okay? We're going to take that on an entirely new level on tonight. Let me just do something really quick here. I always like to make sure, let me see what this looks like on screen. Okay? Because my computer is right with me. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Marcita. Welcome, welcome. Again. Oh, I have somebody that wants to join the group, y'all. Let me very quickly allow this person, because sometimes people want to join the group and they want to hear this particular topic. So let me just quickly get them in here. Okay? Normally I don't do this, but we're going to go ahead and get the people in that want to join the group. This is going to be a good topic on tonight, because I tell you what, this topic on tonight is going to change how you look at people when they supposedly do some things to you. Okay, so let me look at how we look on screen. All right, looking great on screen. And you know something, I also want to tell you guys that I changed how the Vision Building Women group is actually set up, and I'm noticing that it's actually doing the live video from my business page. So I got to figure that out, okay? But anyway, so we'll do that later on in the week. So tonight's topic is, what do you do when they turn their backs on you? What do you do when they turn their backs on you? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Saundra Wall-Williams. I am the CEO and founder of the Vision Building Institute. The Vision Building Institute is a firm where we work with women through coaching, professional coaching, and professional mentoring to help them to get to their next level. We work with emerging and new emerging and experienced leaders, and we work with you to move yourself forward. So we do that, as I said, through coaching and through mentoring. So I see lots of people are hopping on now. Welcome. Hello, Jazz. Hello, Yolanda. Hello, Lisa. If I'm not welcoming you, then please forgive me, because the names are going by so fast now I can't keep up. All right, so let's get started. Tonight's topic is, what do you do when they turn their backs on you? And so, in my experience, I have had lots of experiences where people have turned their backs on me. In my personal life, in my professional life, before I started doing professional coaching and mentoring full time, I was the senior vice president for all 58 community colleges in the state of North Carolina. And so having that level of a position, you begin to see people turn their backs on you. And the people turn their backs on you for different reasons. And so I want to make sure that we understand that people turn their backs on you for different reasons. But when in that particular position, I saw people just turning their backs on me, for whatever reason, whether they worked in my division or whether they were my peer or whether they were above me. One of the things that I saw is that everyone is not going to be with you. Okay, so if you're writing, you need to write that down, and I'm gonna get to some more details in just a second. But everyone is not going to be with you. Okay, so I had all kinds of experiences at sea level. I am a minister. I have a ministry called Teach. And TEACH is an acronym for Train and Equip for Active Christ-like Holiness. And there were some people that I just knew would be with me in ministry, and they did not. They did not either follow me in ministry, or they did not support me in ministry, that sort of thing. So whether you are finding people are turning their backs on you in your professional career, or whether you find people are turning their backs on you some area of your life, or whether you think that people are turning their backs on you in some area of ministry or your calling, then what we're going to talk about tonight is for you. Okay, what we're going to talk about tonight is for you. So I really need you to pay close attention, because I'm going to take you to a different, a new level on tonight. I'm going to take you on a new level on tonight. Hello, Lady Jazz. How you doing? All right. So I'm going to take you on a new level, because, one of the things I've found, and I even look back over my own experiences, and then as I was talking to this person this week, one of the things that I found is that the reason that there are reasons that people turn their backs on you, and sometimes, now I'm taking you to a new level, so you've got to stick with me. And sometimes the reason they turn their backs on you is not necessarily because of them, but because of you. All right, so I need you to stay with me. I need you to stay with me. And so that you can control. You can't control someone turning their back on you. You can't control that. Don't attempt to control that, okay? But what you can control are the actions that you take. So I'm not going tonight to tell you to walk away from people, that sort of thing. We're going to work on ourselves. We're going to start seeing things differently when we look at the back that has been turned on you. Okay? Let's make sure that you got that. We're going to start looking at things differently when you look at the back that has been turned on you. Now, before we move forward, I don't want you to think about any particular person. Okay, so if somebody has turned their back on you, then, just don't think about them tonight. Think about tonight how you are going to use this information to move forward in your life, even in the midst of the people that you thought would support you, even in the midst of that they are not supporting you. Okay? All right, because you've got to understand, you've got to keep an open mind with what I'm getting ready to give you. You've got to keep an open mind, because when God gave this to me, because I'm learning that because God is taking me to new levels and he's taking you to new levels, then he begins to give you information. He begins to pour into you in your study time and your devotion time or whatever kind of time you spend with the Lord. He is going to be pouring into you at a new level. So you can't expect to receive at the same level that you were receiving before. Okay? And so now, this is what I need for you to get. When you start going to new levels, now when you receive, you have to understand that you're going to receive such that you are going to grow, such that you can begin to gather those kinds of things and have that kind of information and have that anointing and have everything that it takes at the new level where God is taking you. Okay, so you've got to definitely understand that. So this is what I found out, and I'm talking about people turning their backs on you. I want to just go over something really, really quickly. So what I found out is that when people turn their back on you, it's usually a couple of scenarios. So let me tell you these scenarios. These are scenarios that either people have told me that they're going through, or either I've experienced myself, or either that I've observed other people going through. Okay, so one of the scenarios is that you have a vision. There's something that you really want to do, and for whatever reason, your spouse does not support it. Okay? You have something going on in your life. You want to move forward with it. You just know this is where God wants you to be. And for whatever reason, your spouse does not support it. Or you feel you're not getting the support from your spouse. Okay? You're not getting the support from your... And I say spouse because I'm learning that there are men and women on here. So if I say husband and wife, okay, all right. And when I say spouse, I'm talking about husband or wife. All right. So you are not, because there are men and women on. I notice there are men and women on here. Okay. So you're not getting the support from your spouse that you want to be getting. So you feel like that person that is closest to you has turned their back on you. All right. Now the next one. You want to move forward, and keep in mind, move forward is whatever you define move forward to be, okay? It can be moving forward in your calling, moving forward in your career, moving forward in ministry, but however you're moving forward, but you're just moving forward, okay? So, and then you find yourself moving forward, and the friends that you thought were going to be there with you are no longer there with you, okay? They've either walked away, all right, or these friends no longer want to do the same kind of things that you all used to do. They don't want to hang with you the way they used to hang with you. All right, or they feel like that, I don't know if I necessarily want to do those kinds of things, or if I don't know if I want to go and listen to some educational kinds of things for my business, and you're doing things and you're moving forward, and you just knew that the friends that you had, okay, these were your girls, all right, these are your girls, and then all of a sudden they're not walking with you anymore. So you feel like they've turned their backs on you. Okay. The other one that I find a lot is that, again, you want to move forward. There's some area that you want to move forward in your life. All right. And you find that your family is not supporting you. Now, family can also mean spouse. We talked about that earlier. So family can also mean spouse, but family can also mean your sisters, your brothers, your aunt, your church family. Okay. If you own a business, your business family, but whoever it is, okay, you want to move forward. And what you're finding, so when I talk about turning their back on you, that what you're finding is that the people that you thought were going to be there to support you, you feel that they are not there. Now, if this is resonating with you, or you're experiencing this, or have experienced this, one or the other, give me some likes across the screen, or type a 1 in the comment box if this is something that you've experienced. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to do whatever it takes. But then you begin to see that the people that you thought were going to be there with you are not supporting you. Okay, I see those coming. I see the lights coming across the screen. Okay. All right, been there, done that. Yes, okay. I see the ones and the lights coming across the screen. So here is what I want to do tonight. I'm going to do 3 things, and then I'm going to give you 3 strategies. And I always tell one particular person, we're going to try to be off here by 10 o'clock. What time is it? Let's see if we can do it, okay? And I always say that every week, and I never make it, but you know how it is, okay? So I see that a lot of you are dealing with this or have dealt with this, okay? So again, welcome to everyone. Tonight's session is what to do when they turn their backs on you. Welcome to the All Vision Building Women. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Welcome to the replay viewers. Welcome to those of you who are watching this via our YouTube channel, okay? So what I want to do tonight is I've already given you some examples of what it means to have their back turned on you. Now, there are some times that people are going to turn their back on you for different reasons. And tonight, I'm not going to focus on why they turn their back on you, because they turn their back on you for all different kinds of reasons. Okay. There are all different kinds of reasons that people turn their back on you. Okay. And I could have hundreds, but I wanted to focus on the kinds of people, because this is important, because some people can turn their backs on you and you don't need to be concerned about it. And I'm going to release you of that tonight. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the people that turn their back on you that you don't need to be concerned about, and just let them go. All right. So now, remember that we want to go to the next level tonight. Tonight, I want to take you to the next level so that when people turn their back, and believe me, you will have more people turn their back on you. The higher you go and the more God elevates you, you will have more people turn their back on you. Okay, I want to just let you know that. But what I want to get you past tonight is get away from thinking that people are turning their backs on you because they're jealous, or they're angry with you, or they're like jealous or envious of you because of your house, your car, your ministry, your job, your career. That is lower level, okay? That is lower level back turning, okay? And if people are turning their back on you because of those kinds of things, let them go anyway. Let God turn them around. Don't waste your time. Okay? Let me make sure you heard that. If people are turning their back on you because they don't like the fact that you have a great job, or they don't like the fact that, and they don't like the fact that you have a great marriage, and they don't, or they don't like the fact that, you can go and you and your spouse can go and eat dinner every night and they can't, or they don't like the fact that you hold this position in the church and they don't, or whatever the reason is, that is lower level turning, because I'm going to give you 2 different levels of having people turn their back on you. I need you to see that. So that is lower level turning their back. Let those people go. Okay? If people are jealous of you, that is nothing you can do anything about. Let them go. Okay? As I saw someone do the other week, let it go. Okay? So I want to take you to a new level tonight in terms of why you happen to not work outside the home. Okay, oh yeah, or you happen to not work outside your house. People get jealous of that. You know, people have told me that they don't like the fact that I don't work full time anymore. I'm like, I do work full time. I work every day. I get up and sometimes I work 12 and 15-hour days. Okay, the inner circle will tell you we're on sometime at 10 o'clock at night, from 7 sometimes at 9, 9:30, quarter to 10. Okay, so if anybody tells you just because somebody works at home or they don't work outside the home that they're not working, then they just don't know. Okay, all right. So that's a level. That's a level of jealousy that or level of back turning that you don't want to have to deal with. Let people go if they're jealous of you and move on. This is what I want us to get tonight. New level of back turning. Okay, can we talk about that for a second? A new level of people turning their back on you. Okay, now this new level deals with your moving forward and people not supporting you and why they're not supporting you. I need you to get this. I need you to get this because this is going to help somebody tonight. This is going to help somebody tonight. You wonder why it is that you're moving forward. However, the people that you thought should stand with you are not. Okay? They're happy for you. They're happy for you. And they say, oh, you know, my girl is doing this or my girl is doing that. But at the same time, when you have something or you want them to go to a class with you or you want them to do something, then you don't see them standing with you. Okay, this is what I mean by a new level of back turning. Get rid of the petty, you don't like my house, you don't like my car, you don't like my job, you're jealous of me because I have this position. That's petty. That's lower level back turning. We're going to talk about a new level of back turning tonight. We're going to talk about the back turning that you get when God moves you to a new level and the people that you expect to be there are not there. But what I want you to do tonight is I want you to turn it around and say, what can I do to get these people there? Because here's the thing. The people, it is hot in here, y'all. Roberta and I talked about lighting. So now we have lighting correct. But now I'm like, oh my goodness, it's hot in here. Okay, so the new level of back turning involves the fact that you are moving forward, okay? God is elevating you, and the people that you thought or that you just knew should be there and support you are no longer there or not supporting you. Okay, everybody with me? Okay, make sure we're getting that. Make sure we're getting that. All right, so now let's look at some things. I want to tell you why these people may not be supporting you. Now, keep in mind, you got to keep in mind, when I say elevation, God could be elevating you in your business. God could be elevating you in your ministry. God could be elevating you in your career. God could be just generally elevating you in your life, okay, with your children or whatever, your marriage or whatever. But whatever it is, you are being elevated, and there are people that you thought should support you, and they're not supporting you. So that could be your husband. That could be your family, other people in your family. It could be your church family. It could be your job family. It could be anything, but they're just not supporting you. So here's the deal. Let me give you some reasons why they may not be supporting you. Now hang on to this because you've got to get this, okay? Hello, Deborah. Hello, how you doing? Hello, Pastor Ursula. How you doing? Okay, so let me give you some reasons why they may not be supporting you. Now you're going to have to get this, all right? So the number one reason why they may not be supporting you is because you are not committed to the elevation where you're going. You are not committed to the elevation. So you say, Dr. Saundra, what do you mean I'm not committed to the elevation? God is, you keep saying, well, God is giving me this to do, or God has this business he wants me to start, or God wants me to start a ministry to help the homeless, or God wants me to start a ministry to help women on the street, or God, you say, God is giving me this, God is giving me that, but you do it today, but then when it gets hard, you drop it and you don't keep moving forward with it. You see, if you want other people to support you, new level of back turning, y'all. If you want other people to support you and not turn their back, again, not supporting you at the level that you want to be supported, then you've got to be committed to whatever it is that God has given you. Okay? I hope y'all are getting this. Because see, I'm not talking about that petty jealousy stuff, because I'm 54 years old and I'm past that. Okay, I'm way past that. Okay, but if you, when God elevates you, now whether he's elevating you in your calling, your career, your ministry, your business, wherever he's elevating you, and then you say people are not supporting you, then I need for you to ask yourself, how committed are you to the elevation? Because see, if you're committed to the elevation that where God is taking you, okay, if you're committed to the elevation, then you're going to do whatever it takes during this process of elevation. And people begin to watch that. For example, you say that God has called you to go back to school. You say God is saying to you, go back to school, get a different degree, and move into this new career that you've always wanted to move into, okay? And say, for example, you're a teacher, and God is calling you to go back to school, and now you want to use all of that, use all the skills that you learned to be a teacher, and now you want to be in the medical profession, say you want to be a nurse. And you keep saying it, you keep saying it, you keep saying it, you keep saying it, but you never do anything, all right? Somebody says, well, you know what? I know about some financial aid for people who want to go back to school for nursing. And then you make up an excuse as to why you can't apply for the financial aid. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. So if you're not committed, then why should people begin walking with you? You can't expect other people to be committed to something about you that you're not committed to about yourself. This is next level back turning, y'all. Next level back turning. See, everything for me in 2018 is all about the next level. God is not showing me things at the same level that he showed me for the first 54 years of my life. Okay. Chapter 54 in my life is all about next level. 2018 in my life is all about next level. And it's more than just next level in finances and all those kind of things. Those things are great. But see, God is showing me things about next level so that he's preparing me for the elevation. Okay, he's preparing you for the elevation because you're on here listening to me. Okay, you're on here, me giving you what God has given to me. So the next level of back turning, okay, next level of back turning is you have to ask yourself, am I committed to what God has given me? And if I am committed, am I working it? And if I'm not committed, that could be the reason why the people that I thought should support me don't support me. That could be the reason why you're wondering, well, you know, my husband doesn't support me in ministry. Well, are you committed to the ministry that you say God called you to? You say that my husband is not supporting me and I want to go out here. I keep talking about wanting to have a soup kitchen for the homeless. What have you done to do it? Maybe he's not supporting you because he hasn't seen you make any moves other than with your mouth. You say, I want to go back to school. I want to do this. I want to do that. But you haven't done anything. You haven't even gone downtown or wherever it is, go online to pick up the application. All right. You haven't done anything. So if you're not committed, if you are not committed to what it is that you say that God is calling you to do, whether it's career calling or ministry, whatever it is, if you're not committed to it, then the people that are walking with you are standing with you, don't get upset at them because they're not committed to you, but they can't be committed to you if you're not committed to yourself. Oh, I know this is deep. I know for some of y'all, you're saying, ouch. If you're saying ouch, just go ahead and type ouch in the screen. Ouch in the comments. All right. If you're saying ouch on tonight, type ouch in the comments. I'm curious about the ouchers out there. First Lady. Lady Jan says ouch. Okay. And I know some of the other ones you were saying ouch to. And if you don't want to type, personal investment is key. Yes. You've got to be committed. Committed. All right. So now that's the first thing. That's one reason why people are turning their back on you. I told you tonight is next level back turning. I'm not talking about those people who, and this applies regardless. Now, let me give you another next level back turning. Okay. Another next level back turning is that you don't know what it is that you desire to do. You don't know what it is that you desire to do. Okay. let me give you a clear, on-the-job kind of career example with this one, okay? So when I was working at community colleges, I knew that there was so much that God had poured into me. I knew that there were other things that I wanted to be able to do, okay? But it was sort of like I was leading technology by day and doing my calling and my next level at night, okay? And so there were people who saw me during the day. They saw me, Dr. Saundra Williams, Senior Vice President, Technology of North Carolina Community College System. So they would see me doing that by day. But then at night, or they would get an email from me about doing my inspirational email or something like that, something involved with ministry. So they were not clear on what it was that I was actually doing. Is she leading technology for the community college system? Or is she actually a minister? What is she doing? Is she even clear on what she's doing? You know? So here's what I came to discover, is that you have to be clear. You have to know. Now, I'm not saying that you quit a job and go into something. The reason I left is because I had to. It was time for me to go. God was saying it's time for me to leave. And when God opens the door, you walk through it. Okay, you just walk through it. But what I learned is that regardless of where you are, the next level, you've got to be clear about your next level. Because if you aren't clear, then people can't walk with you if they are not clear on where you are going. I need you to get that. If people are not clear on where you are going, they cannot walk with you. So there were some people that were over here. They were trying to walk with me as a senior vice president and do that kind of stuff. There were some people over here. They were trying to walk with me in ministry and that sort of thing. And they were trying to do both. Okay. But I was thinking I was clear. But what I found myself doing was being pulled two different ways. Okay. I was being pulled two different ways. And it was difficult. Now, you can be clear in doing both. You can be clear in doing both. You can know that, I am going to work my 9 to 5. As a matter of fact, I have a webinar coming up soon, and it's entitled How to Work Your Job Until You Can Live Your Dream. Okay, how do you work your job until you can live your dream? I told you about that. We're doing especially for vision building women before we release it to the public. So you'll be seeing something about that very, very soon. Okay, so here's what I want you to know, though. You have to be clear on what it is that you're doing, whether you're doing it from 9 to 5 or whether you're doing it from as an external outside of your 9 to 5 ministry or a second career or whatever it is. Because if you're not clear, then the people around you aren't going to be clear. Because see, let me explain to you go even a little bit even deeper with this one. Is because, and this is the one that hits so many women so often, so hard. Okay, you write a book in the ministry, or you write some kind of book, okay? And your job has nothing to do with writing books, okay? So you write a book, and then you go to take that book to your job, and you're all excited because now you're an author, and the people on your job are not excited for you. I'm sure some of you experience. I'm not the only one that experienced that, I know. I know I'm not, okay? So you write a book. You're excited, you put it all over Facebook, you have a wonderful book signing, book release, and they just don't, people from work that you spend all day with, the people that you thought were your work friends, they don't show up. That's because in their minds, you're supposed to be something in the work world. And now all of a sudden, you're over here writing this book. Where's my book? Let me pull my book over here. I got so much stuff in it because we're working on a study guide to go with this book. Okay, so this is my book. This is my book, The Ministry Within. All these tabs don't pay attention to something we're working on. So this is my book, The Ministry Within. This book was written in 2011. All right, and in 2011, I'll never forget the day I walked in a what we call senior staff or direct staff sort of thing. My president was sitting there. three of my peers. It was four vice presidents, two senior vice presidents and two other vice presidents, and we were all sitting there. I was one of them. I walk in. I'm so excited. Y'all, I finished my book. I'm so excited. That's the look I got. That's the look I got. Because in their minds, I'm supposed to only be thinking about community colleges. And see, it's hard when you know God has put more in you, okay? When God has put more in you and you know there's some other things that you want to be doing, but for whatever reason, all right? Christine says crickets. Yes, you get crickets because they are clear on what it is they're doing. Their life is surrounded by their work. And I will tell you that when God puts something in you, and your life is not surrounded by your work, you have to be clear on what it is you're doing and when you're going to do it. Okay, let me help some of you. You can't go up in your job talking about, now I experienced this myself. You can't go up in your job talking about you're an author. Okay, so what are you on the job promoting? Are you on the job promoting your book? Or are you on the job doing the job that you were paid to do? You have to be clear what it is that you're supposed to be doing when you're supposed to be doing it. You got to be clear. Because if somebody else is paying you from 9 to 5, then you need to work from 9 to 5. After work, if you want to be an author, if you want to do all this stuff, then fine. Find a way to do it and you can do that. But you've got to be clear on what you're doing and when you're doing it. Because if you're not, then the people that you thought were your friends at work will turn their back on you. Whole different back turning level. Not because, and I now remember, some of them could be jealous because you wrote a book. Some of them could be jealous because you wrote a book. And if they are, you know, you just have to deal with that. That's that back level, that lower level back turning that we talked about earlier. All right, so if let's get away from that. Okay, but most of them are turning their back on you because they feel like if you had time to write this book, you had time to do some other stuff that you didn't get done or that you should have gotten done, or the time that you spent writing the book, okay, or the time that you spent starting the ministry, or the time that you spent working this other job that you have, or working this other new job, or whatever it is that you're trying to get to, you make it your full time. They figure that if you've got time to do that, then you've got time to do some put all that energy into the 9 to 5. Remember, be clear. Be clear so that you know what you're doing, where you are. Don't try, okay? Don't try to mix where you're going with where you are now. Be clear. Be clear. Now when I say next level back turning, okay? Like Dr. Grant said, when I brought this book out that day, I was so excited and I just heard crickets. Crickets. Nobody said a word. I did not even get a congratulations, y'all. No, did not. My boss just said, oh, okay, what are we here to talk about today? Can you imagine how hurt I was? Because I had poured, I'm checking the time. I had poured so much into that group that I thought these people were my friends. Well, they were my friends at the job. Come on now. Now you have a couple of people that are your friends outside the job, and I understand that. Okay. I'm talking about next level back turning. I'm talking about back turning when you got to know and be clear where you are so that when God elevates you, all right, you know how to handle different things. Christine says, how do you deal with self-imposed guilt around what you are saying, even if you were doing it outside the job? You know what? When I was on the job and I knew there was more that God was calling me for, I'll be frank with you. I started learning all I could on the job because I knew at some point God was going to release me, and I stopped feeling guilty for where God was taking me. Stop feeling guilty about elevation. Okay. Some of you feel guilty because you've written a book and you won't even publicize it. Somebody told me that a couple of weeks ago. They said, I've written a book and I won't even let people know that I publish a book because I feel guilty about it. Well, then just keep on feeling guilty. Okay. What I learned is that from 9 to 5, I couldn't talk about the ministry within. Okay. Because it had to be clear that from 9 to 5, I had to be clear that I was working for the state of North Carolina. Okay. And you have to understand that, y'all. When we try to mix things together, people will turn their back on you because they're unclear and they don't know where to support you. They don't understand. They don't know how to support you both over here from your 9 to 5 because you have this position that you have, or they don't know how to support you over here. And you'll find out, because one of the main things that I found out when I left community colleges are the people who truly, truly supported Saundra, who truly supported me. There was this one lady, I'll tell you this, I'm going to move on to the third one. There was this one lady who wanted a copy of my book. She talked to me about her daughter all the time, had me praying and fasting for her child. And I have been gone for almost, I think that, make sure I got that right. It'll be 2 years, I believe, in May that I've been gone. Have not heard from her at all. That's what I'm saying. Next level back turning. All right. She was clear because in her mind, now that I'm no longer there, it's clear that she was only supporting me on the job. She wasn't supporting me outside the job. Sometimes we try to make people or want people to support us in both places, and that's not going to happen because they are not there yet. So you have to know those people and be clear on those people that support you wherever you are. And you be clear on the people that support you just on the job, and be clear on the people that just support you outside the job. Now, when they turn their backs on you inside the job, all right, then you have to know how to handle that. And I'm going to give you some strategies on that in just a second. Regardless of where people turn their back on you, I've got 3 strategies that I'm going to give you, and I'm going to end with that. Okay, so now let me give you the one more reason why people turn their back, next level back turning. If this is helping y'all, give me some likes across the screen. If this is helping y'all, give me some likes across the screen. I told you, we're dealing with next level back turning. I'm tired of the little petty stuff, the little petty jealousy, the little petty, I don't like her car, or I'm jealous of her. That's petty. That's that lower level back turning that, leave that into high school. Okay. But when you talk about elevation and God elevates you and he begins to move you forward, you're going to get a next level back turning. Okay. And that next level back turning could be because people don't see you committed, so they're not going to commit to you. That next level back turning could be about people are not clear just where your alliance is. So they'll walk with you, but they're not going to go with you. Oh, that's a good one right there. Did you get that? That if you're not clear, they'll walk with you, but they may not go with you. Oh, you can write that one down. They'll walk with you, but they may not go with you every step that you take. Okay. And the third one is that sometimes we don't communicate with excitement. Okay. We're like, God gave me this book. I'm going to write this. I wrote this book. I'm excited. Ooh. Wow. Well, if that's all the excitement you've got, then I probably wouldn't support you either. Someone told me once that all these things that God was doing in their life, and they were just so excited, it made me just want to get in there and help them right away, okay, because of the excitement level that they had. But then I was talking to someone recently, and they said that God had given them literal, clear instructions on how to start their business, how to grow their business, what to do with their business, how to get the people to come to them for their business. And so I'm like, when are you going to start? I don't know. I'm like, okay, the level of excitement is not there. See, when your next level, the next level back turning means that if you're not excited, they're not going to be excited. Okay? If you're not excited, they're not going to be excited. I don't care if it's a big thing, a big thing or a little thing. You've got to be excited about whatever it is that you're moving forward towards. I'm excited about where God is taking me. I'm excited that 2 years, I still think about it 2 years ago, how it was so bittersweet. I was upset. I was angry. I was dealing with all these emotions about leaving my job and everything that I had spent 15 years of my life in that place. But now I look at those 15 years of my life that I spent there, and I grew so much and learned so much that now I'm using that to pour into women every day. And those of you that know that I pour into, you know what you get. You know how I help you to move forward. And that's all because I was able to glean for the last 15 years. And even prior to that, even more than that. Okay. So one of the things, Christine says that you need to be prayerful Need to prayerfully discern who to tell and share. Oh, that's one of my strategies. Oh, you're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of me. All right. Dr. Grant's getting ahead of me. That's because she and I have been friends for so long, we think alike almost now. All right. So, you know, and I spent 15 years with a group of people. And I expected to hear from them and say hello. And when it came to my birthday, they would give me a birthday party every single year for 15 years. And then it gets to my birthday, and it's like I think I heard from 3 people. There were 100 or so people at my birthday party. 3 people. But again, you have to remember, people may walk with you. Oh, that's good right there, y'all. The Lord just dropped that into my spirit right there. That people may walk with you, but they may not be able to go with you. Oh, you better understand that. People may walk with you, but they may not be able to go with you. And why can't they go with you? All right? They may not go with you because you don't seem committed. They may not go with you because they're not clear exactly where your allegiance lies. Okay? They may not go with you because you're not excited about where it is that you're going. That's what I'm talking about, next level back turning. Okay? That little stuff about you don't like something I've done, or you don't like my hair, or you don't like my fact that I wear 2 different colors of nail polish all the time. That's my signature. I love different color nails. Okay? All right? And you don't like the fact that somebody literally, y'all, said to me, "You have too much jewelry." Now, I said to myself, how do you know that? Well, I watch you every night in the Vision Building Women. I watch you, and every single time you have on a different shirt with a different jewelry and different earrings. You just have too much stuff. All the things I say and all you see is my jewelry and my earrings, you're in bad shape. And you know who I'm talking to. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to you. Yes, you get all kinds of things when you go live. You get all kinds of things from people. People will email you or not text you because they don't have my number, but people will email you or people will inbox you all kinds of crazy things. That's what happens when you become a public figure. Okay? And I am considered a public figure. All right? Yes. And your focus is off. So let me get my focus back right. Thank you, Pastor Thorne. All right? So let me give you 3 strategies. All right? I'm good on time too, y'all. I'm excited. All right. Let me give you 3 strategies to help you. If people are turning their back on you, next level back turning, if people are not walking with you, remember, you've got some things that you have to ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question, am I committed? Ask yourself the question, am I clear on what I'm supposed to be doing and when and where I'm supposed to be doing it? Ask yourself the question, am I communicating with excitement, where it is that God's taking me? Okay? Those are things that you've got to look at yourself. Okay. Oh, I've got to stop for just a second because my line sister is on. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? I am so proud of this young lady. I'm not going to tell y'all what she does because that's her private business. But I am just so proud of my line sister. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? When I say line sister, I'm an AKA. Many of you all know that. But I'm an AKA, and my line sister is on tonight. Okay. All right. So now, let me give you 3 strategies in terms of next level back turning. 3 strategies. I need for you, if you're writing, I need for you to write these down. All right, if you're writing, I need for you to write these down because these will help you as you deal with this next level back turning. And remember, next level back turning is all about you being elevated and people begin to turn their back on you as you elevate. Remember, we talked about, are there some things that I need to look at? Okay, am I committed? All right, am I being clear? Am I communicating with excitement? Okay. And if you're doing all those things and people still are turning their back on you, here's what it is. So if you are committed, if you are being clear, you're doing the right things at the right times, you're not doing things out of order and all that kind of stuff, and you're communicating with excitement and people are still having that next level back turning with you. So here are 3 things I need for you to do. Write these down very quickly. All right. I'm just trying to get my computer back on, so I make sure I'm on the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, write this down. Number 1, determine if the person who turned on you adds value. All right, determine if they add value to your life, your ministry, your calling, your career, your business, wherever it is. Determine if they add value. Because I contend, why are you concerned with someone who is not adding value to your life? Think about it. Okay? You're all upset because this person has turned their back on you. What value were they adding to your life to begin with? Now, this is especially important. This is especially important if you're in the workplace. If you're in the workplace, and now let me tell you something. You have to expect people to turn their back on you in the workplace. You need to expect that. Okay? I don't care what kind of organization that you are in, everybody wants to move up. Those of us that know that our steps are ordered by the Lord, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and those of us that believe that, we don't have to climb and scratch because we know that whatever God has for us is for us. Doesn't matter what people try to do to us, it's for us. Okay? I witnessed that just this week. Okay? Not necessarily in my life, but as I witnessed something else that was going on. I watched something as somebody tried to stop somebody from getting a certain position. They did everything. They lied. They talked about the person. And then I watched as the person got the position. Okay? And it just amazes me now how those people feel. You know, how they feel. Okay? So if the people at your workplace are turning their back on you, then ask yourself, how much value do they add? If the people that you walk with in ministry, if the people that are supposed to be your girls, you're going to the next level. Now, here's the thing. They may not add value at your next level. You need to get this. They may be adding value where you are now, but you need to look forward and ask yourself, are or will they add value where God is taking me? Next level back turning, y'all. I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this. All right. I hope you all are getting this. All right. Let me check the time. Doing good. Doing good. All right. If that one resonated with you, that determine if the person who turned, ask yourself, are they adding value or will they add value where God is taking me? All right? Because here's the thing. If somebody turned their back on you, were they adding value in your life? Were they doing things that help you to grow? Were they helping position you for certain places and certain things? Okay? Were they helping to even give you advice on how to move forward? Yes, exactly. Dr. Grant says the season of value may be over. And sometimes we want to hold on to people because we think they're their friends. Now, I'm not talking about your spouse, okay? Because the thing about adding value with some people is you have to determine the value that they're adding. Because there are some people you're just not going to be able to let go of. Okay? All right? And I'll give you an example. When I was working, okay, when I was working full-time for somebody else, and the Lord put it in my heart, and I went to Atlanta, and I got all this training, and I did all the things I was doing, and when I came back, my husband was paying for it. He was paying for it, not a problem. But then I needed some help. I needed help doing stuff, okay? And I didn't see him really getting into it and helping me where I needed help. But then what I found out is the reason that he wasn't helping me is because that he said, well, you went down there and you got this training and everything, but what are you doing? You're looking at TV at night. You know, you're not really spending time trying to get coaching clients. What are you doing? Okay? So then he began to say some things to me, and that added value to me. All right? And now he handles all the finances. All the finances for our company, he handles that. I don't do any of that. So I can focus on what I do well. So here's the thing. Many women ask me, how do I get my husband involved? Or my husband is not supporting me. Okay? Ask yourself, does your husband see you committed? Okay? Ask yourself, are you excited? Are you communicating with excitement? Ask yourself, is your husband clear about what you do? Yes, I was mad. Because Dr. Grant knows that, because she heard some of the brunt of that. All right. So, but ask yourself those questions. And then if your spouse is not supporting you, determine what value can your spouse bring. Instead of getting angry with him, determine what value can he bring. What can he do? Don't, one thing that I had to say ouch onto myself was that I was expecting Dennis to do something that he didn't have the capacity to do. I was expecting him to do certain things in the company that were not for him to do. And then when I realized, his strength is money and making sure that things are all documented appropriately and all the accounts balanced and all that kind of stuff. So when I took his strength and I saw that the value for me was his strength in terms of money, it's a whole different story. So instead of fighting your husband, instead of fighting your friends, find the people that you want to stay around you. Okay, the people that you know they're supposed to be with you in that next level. Instead of fighting them, find the value that they bring and let them bring that value through their strength to help you. Okay, don't just say you're not doing anything to help me. Don't just say that. Okay, don't just say you're not supporting me. All right, because here, let me give you another example. So when I go and I speak places, there are lots of times my husband may not go with me. Lots of times he may not go with me. And again, like Dr. Grant said, I would get mad. You need to go with me. Why aren't you going with me? I'm going by myself. Blah, 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 blah. All right? And then my husband said something to me that it never dawned on me he was thinking this way. He said, you're going to women's events. Why would I want to go? Why do I want to go to a women's event? And I was like, that's why you're not going. He said, yeah, you're going to speak at women's conferences or Women's Day or women's this or women's that. And I was like, oh, and then I thought about it. So what we do now is everything that I need, we go through and we have a checklist and he checks off, make sure everything is there. He makes sure the car is loaded. He makes sure that if he needs to go with me to unload the car, especially if I'm teaching somewhere, then he'll go ahead and he'll do that, but he may or may not stay. Find the value that they add and allow that value to be with you. Stop fighting and find the value. Stop fighting your spouse. Stop fighting your friends. If they're your friends and they're saying stuff like, girl, I'd love to go with you, but I can't go with you today, then find something they can do. Find the strength. And it may be for you to call them and ask them, I'm going on the road. Can you pray? Ask them. This past year, I drove to Virginia all by myself. It was a 4.5-hour drive, Northern Virginia, and I was like really nervous. I had done it before, but I was years younger when I had done it before, and I was really nervous about doing it, but I did it and everything. But my husband called me every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, he called me on the phone. Where you at? What you doing? Are you on the right exit? Kind of thing. Find the strength. Stop. Exactly. Thank you, Pastor Thorne. Stop fighting. Stop fighting people because they're not walking with you, and find their value. Yes. Oh, I have another mathematician out there. Roxy, my undergraduate and master's is in mathematics. So you're right. Place value. What is their place value in your life? What is their place value in your business? What is your spouse's place value, or your friends, or your family, or your church family? My church family, some of them are in the inner circle. Some of them are my private clients. Okay? And you know what? I just thought about something. I need to do something tonight. I've got to do something tonight before I go to bed. Okay? Some of them are my private clients. Some of them just have different my church family. But my church family doesn't do and go everywhere with me. That's not the and the ones that do, they add wonderful value. The ones that don't doesn't mean that they don't love me. It just means that they're not there yet. Okay? All right? Jazz says, my husband goes to women's conferences with me and sits there the whole time so he can hold me accountable. Yeah, but mine don't do that. That's Jazz's husband. That's wonderful. That's Lady Jazz's husband. Now, I don't get mad at Lady Jazz because her husband goes everywhere with her. That's her husband's strength. What is your husband's strength? What is your husband going to do for you? Okay? Mine has his strengths, the value that he adds. So number one, determine the value, all right? And stop fighting and find the value. If you want people to help you, find the value they need to bring. If you want your husband to support you, find the value. Now, you got to make sure those 3 C's that you were okay with those things that we discussed earlier. Okay? Let's look at strategy number 2. Strategy number 2, in terms of why do people next level back turn? What do you need to do? Strategy number 2 is sometimes you just need to keep quiet. Stop telling everybody. Stop telling everyone what it is that you're doing. Stop telling everyone that you have you're working 9 to 5, but you got a multi-level $1 million multi-level marketing business. That is nobody's business. Because the first thing those people from 9 to 5 are going to think, well, did some of them people, did she get some of them people from here? Was she doing multi-level marketing when she should have been doing project management? Come on now. You've got to learn when to keep quiet. The Bible plainly tells us there is a time and a season for everything. And there's a time to keep quiet and there's a time to speak. And there are some times when God is elevating you that you need to keep quiet. Because everybody is not going to agree with the elevation. They're not going to understand the elevation. And remember, they will do that next level back turning on you and you'll be out there by yourself. Sometimes just keep quiet. Keep quiet. All right? Valerie says, it's a bad thing if you feel you need to stop everything that you are involved in and regroup. You just look at it. That's true. We always, as next level women, we are always reevaluating ourselves. Okay? I use the term next level women, but vision building women. As vision building women, we are always reevaluating. We are always looking at ourselves and getting better. Because I'm going to tell you, the more God elevates you, the more you will see things at a different level. That's why I said there is that lower level back turning. That little, she don't like this, or she don't like this, or she jealous of this, or she jealous of... That's that lower level back turning. I'll be 55 or starting chapter 55 on July 3rd. I start chapter 55. Okay? So I am not dealing with that level of back turning anymore. If you want to turn your back about that, I have forgotten about it before I walked out the door. Now, I will remember that you did it, but I'm not going to stay there with you. Okay? Because I realize that you may have walked with me, but you can't go with me. Because that's what lower level back turning, oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. That's what lower level back turning will do. Lower level back turning will help you to know the people, all right? You'll be able to see the people who can walk with you versus those who can go with you, okay? Get that. So strategy number 1 is determine the value. What value do people have in your lives? Strategy number 2 is to keep quiet. Keep quiet. Don't tell everybody everything. Everybody is not excited about your elevation. Everybody is not excited because God has chosen you to walk in ministry. Everybody is not excited because your husband says you can come home and you don't have to work if you don't have to. Everybody's not excited because... I like that, Daphne, as you're turning the page and moving on. Everybody is not excited. Jazz says, tonight I'm finding out that my husband does add value to my life. Yes. Yes. Keep in mind, God made us, and each one of us have value. All right? But we've got to find out what is the value that your spouse, your friends, your church family, people have in your life. And let me hit this right here. Oh my, I know it's after 10. I know it's after 10. Miss Bass, if you're on here, is it after 10? Am I messed up? It's 10:03. Oh no. Okay. So here's the thing right here. Sometimes the reason you also need to understand the value that people have in your life is that you need to understand what you don't need to move forward. Okay? There are some things that people will add value, but that's fine. They're going to go with you. And there's some value that people have that you don't need to take with you. All right? Whole nother teaching. Can't go there tonight because I only have but like 5 more minutes. Okay? Now, so strategy number 1 was to determine the value and stop fighting and find value. Strategy number 2 was to keep quiet. All right? Stop telling everybody everything because everybody's not excited for you. And that's why you're going to get some of that next level back turning. All right? Strategy number 3. And this is the one I really like. Okay. Strategy number 3 is allow their end, E-N-D, allow their end to be your end, capital E-N-D. E period, D period. I'm sorry, E period, N period, D period. Okay? So let me say that one more time. Allow their end E-N-D, that's their back turning. Allow their end, them turn their backs on you, to be your end. Capital E, capital N, capital D. All right? So allow their end to be your end. And your end is an entirely new direction. Come on, get that. All right? So if somebody turns their back on you and they want to end a relationship, all right? If somebody, you know what? It is 10 o'clock and there's somebody coming to my house. Probably if they're my son, that they're working on a project, so they must be the boys coming over to do a project. But it's 10 o'clock, it's time to go to bed. All right? So anyway, let me get back. So if they're turning their back on you and they're saying that's the end of our relationship, or they don't want to be in relationship with you anymore and that's their end, let that also be your E-N-D. Your E-N-D. Capital E, capital N, capital D. And for you, their end is your E-N-D, entirely new direction. Your entirely new direction. So if somebody turns their back on you, don't look at it as it's the end. It's their end, but it's also a new direction for you. Okay? It's a new direction for you. And here's the thing that I have learned, and I have experienced, and I have observed. Okay? Snap, snap, snap. Thank you, Kimberly Has-Winborn. Okay? I've learned, I've experienced, I've observed that when someone, for whatever reason, when they walk out of my life, when they don't want to be a part of my life, if they turn their back, okay, on me, whether it's this lower level back turning, and if you're just now joining us, you need to watch the replay so that you will know what we mean by low level back turning versus next level back turning, okay? Because we talked about low level back turning, which we're not going to deal with, versus next level back turning, okay? So, and I've learned, observed, okay, experienced that if somebody walks out on me, if somebody turns their back on me, then all that does, it ends a relationship for them, but it is an E-N-D for me, which is an entirely new direction. Because if you were not adding value, if you didn't need to be in my life and I was spending time with you, now the time that I spent with you, now that time is now freed up for someone else to come into my life who does add value, for someone else to come into my life who I can communicate with, for someone else to come in my life because you were using up so much of my air. Okay? You were using up so much of my air, and you don't realize that when you turned your back, when you ended it, E-N-D, that it was my E-N-D, my entirely new direction. I'm going to tell you what, when you start dealing with next level back turning from the perspective of, what am I doing? All right, because sometimes people turn their back because of some things that we do, like we talked about earlier. We talked about next level backtracking. Am I committed? Am I clear about what I should be doing and where I should be doing it? Am I communicating with excitement, the kinds of things that where God is taking me? But then we also talked about if I'm doing all of those and people are still turning their back, then what you have to be able to do is you have to ask yourself, what value do I add? That's the first strategy. Determine the value that they add to you or to your life or to your ministry or to your career or to your business. What value do they add? Number 2, be quiet. Don't tell. Strategy number 2, be quiet. Don't tell everybody everything, because people may be able to walk with you, but everybody can't go with you. So be very, very careful, because with elevation, people have to drop off every now and then. And then the third strategy is to recognize that when people turn their back on you, that is their end, their E-N-D has now become your capital E-N, capital E, capital N, capital D, which is your entirely new direction. So here's the big picture here that I want to make sure that I really want you all to get on tonight. Stop wallowing in the fact that people have turned their back on you. Okay? Stop staying there for so long that you get disgusted, you get busted, you get tired, you get all this kind of stuff because people have turned their back on you. Define, destined to, empower, forward, inspire, next. Exactly. Okay? So stop doing that. Stop allowing people who have turned their back on you. And this is the same thing, whether it's the low level or the next level back turning. Doesn't matter which one. Stop wallowing in it. Stop allowing them to control you. Stop allowing them to hamper your where God is taking you. Stop allowing them to hamper it, and allow them to make sure that they don't even realize that when you turned your back, it turned me in a different direction. That now the air that you were sucking up, in my life, now I don't have to deal with that kind of air anymore. I can now move forward to what God has called me to do. You know what? When God releases you of people who are not adding any value in your life to begin with, because I tell you what, if people are in your life and they're causing strife, or they're causing all kinds of other chaotic things to happen in your life, I'll be frank with you. I don't care what position you have. That is not value to me. And I've had to recently cut some people off, cut them out of my mind, cut them out of some things that where they had a place in my life, that I love them. I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to love them. You know, I'm going to do everything I can to be a good example in front of them. But I'm not going to let them hurt or hamper where God is taking me. Now, for you, I don't know if God is elevating you on your career, if he's elevating you in business, if he's elevating you in ministry, if he's elevating you in different parts of your life, he's elevating you in your calling. I don't care where God is doing it, because it doesn't matter. But you have to understand is that when you talk about next level back turning should not stop you. Next level back turning should be the propel that you need, or the force that you need to propel you to where God already has you to go. Oh, I am excited. And it's probably 10:15, and I know it's time for me to get off of here tonight. Well, I tell you what, remember, next level back turning, elevation means that the people, when you begin to be elevated, you're going to see some next level back turning. Oh, I like that. Wallow, willingly allowing lackluster opportunities to win. Oh, I'm going to use that one, Christine. I'm going to use that one. Okay. So ladies, as you go into this week, don't let the back turning, don't let the fact that people don't like you, if that's what they want to do, that's on them. Let them go ahead. Okay. Like Medea says, go ahead. Okay, if that's what they want to do, then let them do it. But you make sure you don't wallow in it. You make sure that that's right. We're not dealing with any lower level back turning. If we're going to deal with the higher level back turning, let it continue to take you to a next level. I tell you what, I'm going to have to stop right here, because I tell you what, I could go on and on and on about this. Kimberly, are you shouting? Woo! Exactly. I'm going to tell you what, I have just been so excited. I spent this past weekend at Destiny teaching on how to be teachers of God's Word, and we had a marvelous time. And I just get so excited when I'm teaching. Whenever I'm walking in what God has called me to do, I really get excited. Being here on Sunday nights with you all is just brings such joy to me, because I'm walking in. I get excited what God has called me to do. I love teaching. I love studying God's Word, first of all, and I love teaching it. So I am so glad that you all were here on tonight. If you are not on my email list, please get on my email list. That is drsaundraspeaks.com. That's drsaundraspeaks.com. If you're interested in the inner circle, and in the inner circle we go deeper, there's accountability. There's so much I can't explain now. There's so much in the inner circle. But if you want more information on the inner circle, then please go to bit.ly/the inner circle 2018. bit.ly/the inner circle 2018, and learn more about that. I've got some coaching coming up. I'm getting ready to do some coach certification. So for those of you that are interested, thank you so much, Pastor Thorne. For those of you that are interested to be coaches and you want to be certified as a coach, I think we have about 3 spots left. I know there are 4 spots that are actually 5 that are already taken, so I may only have 2 left. But anyway, I didn't really announce it because, as you know, most of the time when I introduce something new, I always do it as have a beta, what I call a beta group first. And so these ladies are going to go through it first, and before I actually roll it out to everyone. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. You can do that via Facebook Messenger, or you can just put a message here in the Vision Building Women group, and I can let you know more about that. So again, remember, we're at a next level back turning. We're not going to deal with that lower level stuff. We're going to stay at the next level back turning. And when people turn their back on you as you elevate, remember to allow it to take you into an entirely new direction. I love you. Oh my goodness, my daddy is just now joining. Hey Dad, how you doing? That's my daddy. Y'all joining. Dad, you and Mom are going to have to listen to the replay because I'm getting ready to get off. Y'all going to have to listen to the replay because I'm getting ready to get off for the night. I love y'all. I love all of you all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'm still going to do a session specifically on husbands and wives, specifically on that. Somebody asked me to begin to put my itinerary into the Vision Building Women group, so I'm going to do that on a monthly basis. We'll start putting it in there on a monthly basis, so you'll start seeing my itinerary. I'm going to be in Wilmington in March. I've got something every weekend. Wilmington, I'm going to be down there preaching and teaching. Going to be here at Macedonia in March, also here in Raleigh at a prayer breakfast. So we'll put all that in there. We'll put the contact information so you'll be able to get that. Yes, thank you. Love you guys too. Thank you, Ernestine. New level of thinking. That's right. Let that back turning now be a next level back turning, and make sure it takes you into an entirely new direction. And if you don't remember anything else, y'all, remember that don't let the back turning wallow. Let it take you into an entirely new direction. I love y'all. Love y'all. Love you. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.